this segment, we'll be giving you the step-by-step instructions on how to change your headlight, signal light, tail lights on your vehicles. We will tell you what size of replacement bulbs are needed and what tools are required for this application. The most important part of any service or work you do to your vehicle is to use the proper tools and work easily and not force anything. Watch the video carefully and follow the step-by-step instructions. Review the video as many times as you need to be sure and confident in your ability. With that, let's get started with today's application. From us here at Autobody Tips, thank you and enjoy the video.
Lights. So let's get started.
Tools for today's application is a ratchet with a 5mm 1/4" socket, Phillips screwdriver, a pick removal tool, and a fiber stick if need be. We have to remove the light. The low beam is accessible through the backside over here, but you can't get to your high beam. So the best thing for us to do is to take our light itself out. And here we have two 5mm bolts that go down and hold the headlamp in place. So let's get our 5mm socket and let's take those out. Now here we have to turn them out counterclockwise. And this here is what they look like. They're a stud with a threaded end. Let's get the other one out. Set those over there for some safekeeping. Get our fingers just underneath the light. Just gently work it out. It slides right out of there. And just pull it out nice and easy. And there it is. You can see how the studs here fit through the grooves and hold it into the rad support. Here I've got a pick tool and we want to remove the lights out of there. There's little tabs here that hold the plug-in onto your light. So we want to gently lift those up. And push the light off. Nice and easy. We don't want to break that because that's what holds your plug-in onto your light tab here. And the same as the other side. It's nice and easy. Get underneath them. And there it is, just like that. Now, let's have a look at those bulbs. Okay, what we have here is our bulbs. We have our high beam and our low beam. Our high beam light is a 9005 with 60 watts, and our low beam is a 9006 with 51 watts. Let's just have a look at those. Those just turn out of there counterclockwise and just pull out. You can see that light there. I don't want to touch the end. The light is still really good, and if I touch it, my oils off my fingers will damage the light and it will burn out faster. We'll just place that back in there. Click it back in. And let's have a look at this side here. Same thing, it's got the red ring on it. This one here has the yellow ring. Let's just place that back in there. Okay. Well, we're going to put this light back in, so we'll just show you how that goes. Put our light back in. We'll start with the high beam. That just slides right in there. It only fits one way, and you can see how it clips over. It's nice and secure. And same with the low beam. Slide it on. Nice clip there. Make sure it's secured. Now to slide your composite light back in, put the outer edge in first, and then the middle back in. And it'll slide right into where it's supposed to sit. Okay? Now let's get our pins back into their places. And we'll tighten those clockwise. There you go. Our signal lights and marker light, and we'll look at the bulbs. Okay, we have 4 Phillips headed screws here that have to come out. So let's get those out. Screws are out. We can just remove this light by pulling the edge towards the center of the vehicle out, and then just pulling the light out from behind the marker light here. And then on the inside here, we have our retainer, our light retainers, which have to be depressed down, and then the light will be turned out like so. Just leave that there. There we go. I'll just set this off to the side for a moment. Here's our bulbs here. These are an 1157 amber bulb, and those just turn out counterclockwise and pull out like so. These are good. They got a dielectrical grease on them, which helps out for water and stuff like that and keeps everything working well. And here's a brand new bulb, what it looks like in the end of it. And you can see the little ends here that hold it into the socket. We're going to put this light back in because it's still good. Like so. Now for our marker light, what we have here is a 195 push-in bulb on the side here. Let's just get that out of there. That just turns counterclockwise and comes out like so. You can see how it fits into the socket. This is just a push-in bulb. It's a 195 push-in bulb. So let's get that back inside. It still is good, so we'll leave it. Just turn that in. There we go. Now that we've checked out the lights, we'll put those back into the lamp. They only go in one way. It slides in, and then it turns and clicks into place. Both of them. There we go. Now this lamp has to be slid underneath the marker lamp first of all, like so. And then the center can be slid back in. Let's get the screws back in that. Just like that. Now what we looked at here on the front of this 1999 Yukon is our high beam here, a 9005 with 60 watts. The low beam, 9006 with 51 watts. And here over here is our amber 1157 bulb. And right here is our 194 push-in bulb. At the front, let's get around to the back of the Yukon and let's have a look at the taillights and have a look at the bulbs and see how they come out of there. Back of the Yukon. For this application, what we're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver. Let's get started. Okay, let's get started. Here we can see our access for our Phillips screws. Sometimes it's easier for this application to use a magnetic screwdriver so you don't drop your screws. You can see an open access port here and just one further down. Let's get started. Let's get those out of there. And there they are. We want to get our fingers in behind here. It's loose. Our Phillips screws are out. Now what we want to do is push back on the light and turn it out at the same time. This allows it to clip out because these are designed so they hold themselves in with pressure. And here you can see our clip. Now we have to lift up this tab of this clip here carefully. We don't want to break it. And just work our light back out. It only goes one way, plugs into here. Now, let's have a look in here and look at our lights. Okay, now that we have our tail light out, we want to get into our light here. And this is our socket bar. We have to remove these two screws And for this application, what we're going to need here is a 1/4 inch socket. So let's take those out of there. Now just lift it out gently. And there it is. You can see our gasket's all good and in one piece still. All these lights are still good on the vehicle. But they are different from the front of the vehicle. These are a push-in type bulb. And these are a 3057, a T3057. And all three of them in the back of this Yukon is all the same bulb. These bulbs are still good. So let's put them back together. And you can see it only fits in one way. So let's get it back together here. Not too tight, they just have to be snugged up. It's only plastic. We don't want to over tighten it and strip them out because it'll just cause trouble down the line and we don't need that. Okay, let's get this light back inside of the back of the truck. Okay, now we have to put our plug back onto the end here. This only fits one way. It won't go in the other way. They made it pretty dummy proof. But this just goes on, slides in there, and it clicks in. There, nice and secure, can't come off. And then we take our light and our two tabs here, there's one and there's the other one, just slide into the openings on the 1/4 panel. Just tip the back out a little bit, slide them in, and then push the light into place. And there it is. Nice seal, nice lines. Let's get around the other side and put screws in. Okay, we'll start with the bottom screw. You can just reach around the back of the door, the barn door on the truck. You just hold your light in place and then just very gently slide your screw in through the access port. You just thread that in nice and easy. Don't over tighten it, just nice and snug. There's that one. Now let's get the top one done. And there it is. It's just that easy. Tail light removal. We can use a magnetic Phillips screwdriver. We're going to need a 1/4 inch socket. And these are our bulbs here that are in the tail light assembly. And they are 3057. Application today will help you of this 1999 Yukon. Today we looked at the composite lights and the wattage of the lights. We looked at the marker lights and the signal lights. And then we went around to the back and we looked at the tail lights and the differences in the lights. And hopefully this application will help you in the future if you ever get a burnt out light in your Tahoe from 1999 to 2000. And hopefully we helped you out. From the body shop and autobodytips.net, we thank you for joining us.